Hey YouTube, Matt Emroy back again. Well, have another pickup for you. This is something that I got when I was up in New York, Wellsville, New York. My aunt had to go drop her garbage off at the local dump because in her little town they actually don't even have garbage pickup. So when I was there, I asked her about this little container that they have. It's actually like one of the 18-wheeler truck trailers. And it said electronics dump. So she said I could look in there, and I did. And I came up with this beauty. And there was tons of things in there. It even had some flat screen TVs, but unfortunately they were all crushed and weren't very easily accessible. But this is a Gateway Essentials PC, made sometime in the early 2000s. I think it does actually have a date on the back, and we'll look at that in a minute. It's running an Intel Pentium 3 processor at 550 megahertz, and it is designed for Microsoft Windows 98. Drive-wise, it has a standard CD-Rom drive on top, 3.5-inch floppy drive, and a CD burner, which has one of these stupid drop-down doors. These drawers and these are not very reliable, so I don't have much hope that that still works. I thought I'd show you guys this totally unupgraded. I am going to do some upgrades to this, but the way you're seeing it now is the way I got it from the dump. Coming to this side, you can see it is in very good condition. There are a few little scrapes and scratches. You can see them there. And this is probably the biggest flaw, is this scratch right here. And it is designed for, it has the Microsoft Windows 98 2nd Edition product key on it. And that is definitely what I'm going to be putting on this computer. Interestingly enough, with these computers, this side is metal. The top is plastic. The front is plastic, and the other side of this is also plastic. So this is really the only metal piece on the front, on the outside of the computer, except for the back here, which I'm going to show you guys. The back of the computer, you can see you have your standard array of ports. Up here is your ATX power supply. This is a standard ATX power supply, not a mini or anything like that. It has just a little shroud around it that makes it kind of look a little smaller. Under here is the sticker, which tells you this is a LP Mini Tower TB3 Essential 550, and I'm assuming that the 550 means that it's 550 megahertz. It was actually put together on April 22nd of the year 2000, and if you see right there where it says HV, means it was put together in Hampton, Virginia. So this is a local computer for me. These were actually very well made. I know I did a video on this a few months back. Unfortunately, that one did have a motherboard failure, which is very rare for these, because these were very solid systems. The only yellowing on this case is right back here, and as you see, as you go down, it's pretty much evenly yellowed. But it stops right here. The side of the case is totally white. A little bit of yellowing up here, not as bad, and then of course the metal side is still white. I'm guessing this was probably against a window like that, so the sun probably just hit it here and yellowed it a little bit. Ports on here, the standard array you'd usually find for a Pentium 3, PS2 keyboard and mouse, 2 USB 1.1 ports, 2 serial ports, which is kind of interesting. Usually you would see a VGA port there. Parallel port, but this computer has modular cards instead. Right there is a 3DFX video card. I haven't booted this up yet, so I don't know if that's actually a Voodoo card. It's very possible, but because this is a Gateway system, I doubt. I bet it's just a regular 3DFX. Some type of creative Sound Blaster, probably just a Sound Blaster 16. And then on the bottom here, you have your good old 56K V.90 or 92 dial-up modem. Here we look at the inside of the case. You can see up here you have a 200 watt Aztec model ATX202-3545 ATX power supply. Here are the CD-ROM and CD burner drives, which I both believe are original. These did have a CD-RW option with them. Here's the shroud that partially covers the nice, beautiful slot 1 Pentium 3 processor. I always like the look of that, even though they weren't the greatest functionally, but just aesthetically they were very nice. And one day I'll show you guys what they look like. If anybody's curious, I can always send you a picture of it, but I'm not going to take it out right now. So you can see I was correct. It is 550 megahertz, which it could be upgraded. I believe these went up to 733, the slot ones, before they went to the socketed processors again. Down here you can see the video card, and I know it says 3DFX. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up or not because there is a lot of junk in the way here, but you gotta take my word for it, that is a 3DFX card. Oh, you can actually see it right up here. Under that we have the Creative Lab sound card, and then of course the modem on the bottom. I don't even know what the memory is in this. It has one chip, so I'm guessing either it has 64 or 128 megabytes installed. And oddly enough, it does have the original Quantum Fireball hard drive. And if you look right there, it is a 20.5 megabyte hard drive. So again, I'm assuming that's the original, and if it's not, it was a very early replacement, as Quantum pretty much stopped making hard drives around 2001, maybe up to 2002. They were trying to get rid of some of the old stock. So let's go ahead and boot this computer up and see what happens. To mention, I am going to be putting in this Creative PC DVD-Rom drive. It's a 6X DVD-Rom, so it's an older one. This came out of my Windows 98 system, the one that went to, unfortunately, the motherboard went. So you can see it was manufactured March of 1999. But again, before I do that, we're going to boot this system up as is, and I've done nothing to this. So be back in just a minute. Right, now that I have the computer in its resting place, let's go ahead and turn it on. Again, I have not turned this on at all yet, so this is going to be a true smoke test. Well, that's a good sign. Let's see if anything comes up. That is a Voodoo 3 video card, so that's nice. Let's try and get into the system properties real quick. See if we can see what this computer actually has. As you can see, it has a configuration error, which just means that the CPU CMOS clock battery has died. Not too worried about that. I have plenty of those lying around, so just hit F1 to continue. Alright, and here we are in the BIOS. There's the BIOS revision. Pentium 3 at 550 megahertz. We have 100 megahertz front side bus. And it does only have 64 megabytes of RAM, so I'm going to have to see what we can do about that. I might be able to scrounge up some PC-133 sticks. Let's see if we can get a BIOS date on here. No BIOS date, but you can definitely tell that the batteries died because it's telling me that it is January 1st of 1990, which it obviously is not. Just some different options here. Peripheral configurations, IDE configuration. Pretty much the standard stuff I'm not going to bore you guys with. So, at the very least, we know the computer does power up and that the motherboard is good. So I'm going to go ahead and power it down. And I'm going to go ahead and do the upgrades. I'm going to put in this drive, put in some more RAM, and I might put in another sound card if I think it needs it. Oh, and another thing, when I first booted the computer up, I heard a terrible rattling in this top drive. So when I opened it up, look at what I found. The original Gateway Operating System Backup CD. So I think I should be able to run this and get it back to, as you can see here, Windows 98. So that was really, really nice to have. I'm shocked they actually kept that in there. But the reason it was rattling is this was underneath, so this disc was piled up on here like that. Make sure, guys, that you do not double stack discs and drives, because you'll do some serious damage. And you can see this bottom disc has gotten pretty scratched because of it. So we'll be back in just... Alright, so I finished with the upgrades. I put in 2 more sticks of RAM, and I'm not sure what size they are, but I guess we'll find out in just a couple of minutes. I put in a Ethernet card because I do want to try to get this on the internet. This one's a VIA 10100 card. I used my digital camera there to take a picture of the label so I know what driver to download. And the very last thing, I put in that creative PC DVD-Rom that I had. So let's go ahead and put the cover back on the computer. Alright, we're all hooked up again, and I did have to take it out again real quick because I forgot to replace the dead CMOS battery, but we should be good to go now. Let's see what comes up here. And it is a Voodoo 3 card with 8 megabytes of RAM, just for you guys that are interested. And I'm not even sure, to be honest with you guys, what the size of the RAM is in here. I think they were 2 128 sticks. And it is going to still give me that CMOS error, so we'll hit F1. Yep, that's exactly what it was. I had 2 128 megabyte sticks I added. And of course I kept the 64 megabyte, but I put in bank 2 for a total of 320 megabytes of RAM. Let's go ahead and set the clock real quick. It is roughly 7:22, so let's see, that's 12. Be 19. It's always hard to do this. 19:22, and today is the 17th, I believe. 9/17/2014. And let's go ahead and check the boot order, because we definitely want the CD-ROM to boot first. And it is. Then removable devices, hard drive, and network boot. That's fine. Alright. So what we will do now is go ahead and try to reload this operating system. Go ahead and turn the system off real quick. Now we got the disk in there. Let's go ahead and try to boot from it. I'll be honest with you guys, I have never used one of these Windows 98 Gateway Restore disks, so I'm not even sure what's going to happen. So if you don't know, we'll find out together. Alright, there it is, and we are going to be booting from the CD-ROM drive in this case. And we're going to start Windows with CD-ROM support, and it did find the 2 drives. And I think what I'm going to do, guys, is cut the video off here, because you've seen me work with the oh, excuse me. Actually, let's see what it says here. It's recommended that you begin the installation of Windows 98 using the Gateway System Restoration Disk. This will ensure that all the appropriate drivers are loaded. Are you sure you want to begin installation of Windows 98 using this CD? Oh, it looks like there was another disk, an actual Gateway System Restoration CD. You know, I think I may have had one of those years ago, but heaven knows where it is now. Basically what that means is this is just like a blank Windows 98 installation, so it's probably not going to find all the drivers, but you know what? Let's go ahead and use this disk anyway, because it is the proper version of Windows for this computer. So I'll say yes. And here we are at just the regular Windows setup screen. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off here again because you guys have seen Windows 98 installations before. And once everything is loaded, I'll bring you guys... Well, everybody, as you can see by the clock on my Windows 98 system, it is 12:19 in the morning. So I've been working on this for quite a while, but I got everything up and running. As you can see, if I go into Properties, it's registered to me, Windows 98 2nd Edition, and it does show it's a Pentium 3 with 320 megabytes of RAM. Under Device Manager, I have everything installed. CD-ROMs are working. Display adapter's good. Modem, everything there is installed. I haven't put too much on it yet. I have the video card tools, the 3DFX tools, 7-zip. Put Nero Express on here because it does have a burner. Power DVD. DX Ball is a game. Frogger, which is the next game I will be doing some gameplay because a lot of you guys have been asking for that. This is the next game I am going to, very next thing I'm going to do is this game. And it's going to be a gameplay video, so stay tuned to that. Firefox 2.1, I believe, just so I can get some internet access. Picasso 2. And also the Nero Media Player. Well, I think I'm going to cut it off here, guys. As you can see, the computer is working, and it's working beautifully. Like I said, next game is going to be that Frogger one, so stay tuned, everybody. And remember, as always, have a blessed day.